Ever heard of Kalulu?
I haven't.
Well, get ready because we're going deep on this one. A story, let me tell you, fascinating, and it kind of breaks your heart a bit, too.
Hmm.
We're diving into, well, sounds like a podcast or something, all about this guy's life. And, man, I'm hooked already. You ready to unpack it?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
Sounds like it's going to be a powerful one.
yeah. So Kalulu, right? That wasn't the name he was born with.
Woo!
Nope. Ndugu Mahali, that was his name. But Sir Henry Morton Stanley, the explorer, well, he renamed him Kalulu after, get this, after he bought him.
Bought him.
Yeah, from an Arab merchant in Zanzibar, no less. Just bought another human being. It's crazy, right?
It really highlights that era, doesn't it? Zanzibar and the slave trade, such a complex history.
And they just renamed people. Like they wanted to erase their whole identity.
Exactly. Imagine just being known by a name your owner picked for you. That's
Yeah.
got to be rough.
Totally. Okay, so Kalulu, purchased, renamed. What next? Did he stay in Zanzibar?
Nah. Things get interesting. He traveled with Stanley all over Europe, even America, between like 1872 and 73.
Wow.
He even posed for one of those wax figures, ended up in Madame Tussauds in London.
No way.
Yeah, this African kid ripped from his world, suddenly he's a spectacle in Victorian England.
Wild. Talk about culture shock.
Big time.
But, I mean, did he have any say in any of this? Was it all just Stanley calling the shots?
Well, here's a little something. Stanley put him in school in Wandsworth.
Oh, really?
The headmaster said, I kid you not, clever and progressing well in English. Makes you wonder what was going through his mind, right? Did he have dreams? Maybe a future in England? It's hard to know.
It really is. It's such a brief glimpse into his life.
Yeah.
So did he stay in England then?
He didn't.
Ah,
Stanley decided to head back to Africa after another explorer, Dr. Livingstone, died.
right. Trying to find the source of the Nile.
Yeah. And, well, Kalulu went with him.
Not as a student, though.
Right. More like a servant at that point. Tough gig. And, it was risky business back then, these expeditions.
And that's when he died, right?
Yeah. A canoe accident at a waterfall on the Congo River, drowned. Really makes you think, These explorers, they were chasing their dreams, but it came at a cost, real human cost, that often gets forgotten.
So sad.
The waterfall, they named it Kalulu Falls.
Ah, yeah.
A gesture, sure, but does it really make up for losing a life? I don't know.
It just makes you think about, well, how many other stories are out there like his? People swept up in colonialism, the whole drive to explore and conquer.
Exactly. I mean, we read about the explorers, they get statues, but what about everyone else? What about Kalulu? His story is a reminder we need to hear those missing voices.
Yeah.
We need to challenge the stories we think we know if we really want to learn from the past and, really honor those who are marginalized. Well, we need to ask, whose stories haven't been told? What don't we know? And how do we find those answers?
Powerful stuff. Lots to think about.
For sure.